What you just heard and seen is what took place yesterday on Tisha B'Av at the Kotel in Eretz Yisrael, where you had hundreds of thousands of people singing in a unified way from all walks of life, but singing the same song. Ani Mamin B'Emunah Sholema, expressing their total faith in the imminency of the coming of Mashiach. This unity is really the antidote for Tisha B'Av, for the destruction of the temple. Today is still a day to speak about it, because today, the 10th day of our sages tell us that really this is the day when the temple was actually burning. It should have been a fast day, but since the Chachamim didn't want to establish 2 days of fasting because it would be too difficult, so we don't fast today. But in fact, in the morning, we still observe certain parts of the morning period of the 9 days, such as we don't do laundry till 1 o'clock, till midday. We won't eat meat and drink wine till midday, because it's still kind of part of the 9 days of the morning period. So the answer to this is that unified singing, and singing expression of total faith. Because we know, the Talmud tells us this, maybe I should say infamous story of Kamtza bar Kamtza, which this individual who was marrying off a child and asked his helper to go invite his friend Kamtza. But turned out that by mistake, he went to invite Bar Kamtza. Bar Kamtza had the same name, but similar name, and he didn't realize that this Bar Kamtza is actually a sworn enemy of the host. When he came to the party and the host saw his enemy sitting there, he walked over to him and says, "Excuse me, what are you..." I probably didn't say, "Excuse me, what are you doing here?" He says, "I was invited, I guess by mistake, but now that I'm here already, please don't give me a public embarrassment by throwing me out of here. And I will pay for my food. Let me just finish eating, I will pay for what I eat, and then I will very discreetly leave." "No way, leave now." So he offers, again, "Don't embarrass me, but let me stay. And I will pay for half of the expenses of the whole feast. I don't need your money and I don't want you here." So he pleaded, and again he says, "How about if I pay for the whole party, as long as you don't embarrass me?" His response was unequivocal, "Get out," in a very embarrassing way. So he was so disappointed in the fact that none of the rabbis intervened, and they all sat by and see how he's being embarrassed. He went to the emperor, he reported that the Jews are against him, and the Talmud tells us the whole story, what happened. And the Talmud says then, one of the people who were there, Rabbi Zushe ben Avkulas, who was one of the leaders of the Jewish people, who was also present. And then there were some halachic questions, and the Gemara says, due to the humility of Zushe ben Avkulas, the temple was destroyed. Many explanations to that, but I want to share with you one. Why did they not intervene when they see something so wrong happening? How can rabbis sit by and let a wrong take place? He knew that the destruction of the temple is coming. So Rabbi Zushe ben Avkulas, in his humility, decided to take the blame upon himself. He didn't want to share it with anyone. And that was his humility. But it was still the wrong thing. And unfortunately, due to this, at that time, inappropriate humility, and the behavior of the people, the lack of care for the other, is what brought about the destruction of the temple. So what we saw yesterday, this unified singing, is what is going to bring back today the rebuilding of the temple. So friends, let's pray for the well-being of our brethren and also give some charity today. And see you in the Beis HaMikdash.